Okay, she won't be winning any beauty contests anytime soon, but she is solid. Ship like this, be with you to the day you die.
Well, hello, everyone, and good evening. Firefly Season 1, Episode 8, Out of Gas, first aired back in 2002, but here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to watch every episode of Firefly continues. And this is your captain speaking, your host, Dave Mater. We have a top-tier panel to break down this unforgettable journey into the Burst. Let's bring in our team here. Starting us off, he is in the engineer's chair tonight, questioning every mechanical failure, every repair attempt, and every risky decision Mal makes to keep Serenity alive. It is Jody Simpson.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
I'm all right, Jody. Welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome as well.
Are you out of gas?
A little bit. Kind of tired.
All right. Hopefully you can get apart. Also with us, not always here on the night of, but very fortunate for him to pull us a new background that's a little, takes us to the desert, into the space. I don't have a proper intro written for him, but I'm glad he's here. It's Chris Worldmind Murphy.
Keeping you on your toes, Mr. Mater. I'm keeping you on your toes.
Welcome. You had a podcast with my boy today, didn't you?
I did earlier. We talked about a grand old album about the Proto-Men, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here
Proto-Men are awesome.
They are awesome. Yeah. We are here to talk about the greatest episode of Firefly, in my opinion, out of gas.
Maybe so. I haven't seen them all, but this was a pretty good one from my perspective. Let's see if the rest of the panel agrees. Tune into the moral dilemmas when loyalty means when death is hours away, what leadership looks like under pressure, and how a crew becomes a family when principle collides with survival. He has thoughts. Kevin Millard.
Hello, Dave. I don't know if this is going to be the best episode of Firefly.
Maybe not. Leave room for improvement.
Yeah. I like the flashbacks and stuff. Like, I like learning how everybody became a part of the crew, but like the actual story,
Well, the story was pretty simple, but they ran out of gas and then they were rescued. Also with us, she's back, tuned into every emotional beat, Mal's determination, Zoe's injury, Wash's fear, and the quiet heartbreak of watching Serenity fall silent when an episode mixes tension with deep character history. She feels every moment. It's the great Narduzzi, Heather Narduzzi.
Hello, everybody. May I say, I liked this episode.
Save it for the review.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I liked it. Continue with the intros, please. Next up, Mr. Firefly himself.
Yes, well, there he is. Officially claimed the title Mr. Firefly, maybe even Dr. Firefly. We'll have to figure out if his certifications will come up. But tonight he has one of the most iconic episodes in the series to talk about. A videographer, editor, and longtime sci-fan, tuned into every flashback, every emotional reveal, and every moment where Mal refuses to give up on his ship. It's Jim, the casual Noland.
Hello, everyone. Yes, this is one of my favorite episodes in this entire run. I am so glad that the excitement is above average this week. It's a nice change of pace.
Now, I wouldn't say excitement, Jim. That's a little far.
Let me have my win.
Okay, I'm excited.
Never.
I'm excited, Jim.
All right.
This is just one of the highlights for me, just because Yeah, it's the background. We see how they kind of all come together. Yeah, it's really just a nice little roundabout one. And you've got the disaster episode. Those are always fun in space when it comes to sci-fi.
Right. There's actually a TNG episode called Disaster.
Yeah.
Which, I guess you're fully referencing. Really, of course, it's a broken flat tire episode, if you will, with some bad hitchhikers that show up. But also following the motives, the desperation, the economics of the frontier, the salvagers' greed, the cost of the catalyzer, and the value of a ship that is more than just metal. If someone's hiding the real story, he's already found the leak. It's Adam Woodward.
Hey guys.
Hey Adam.
This is the best it gets. I'm disappointed because that means we've hit our peak and now we're heading down again. But I enjoyed it. First of all, we were in space the whole time. I'll talk more in a minute.
Stargazer Fish also with us in the comments. Yes, of course, this being a live stream here, everyone. So some of us liked it, although I feel like a lot of us want to really manage expectations here for how. And okay, like I thought this was the best episode so far. Chris, who has seen them all, thinks it's he thinks it's the best episode. Is it going to live up to some of your favorite television science fiction episodes of all time? Probably not, I think. But I thought it was pretty good.
You're examining the show in the sphere of the show, right? Like, I think realistically, compared to all of the episodes, this is the best one in my opinion, because it introduces, as as was mentioned earlier, that it's their first time like meeting the ship. Basically, it really shows the character of the ship, Serenity, I find, and that's why. Yeah,
I was actually thinking while they were doing that, like at first when it was just him and Zoe, first getting the ship or whatever. I thought this would be a great way to start this series. Would be to have this. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is how they should have started the series. Introduced us to the characters, kind of.
Or at least it should have been the first couple episodes. Like,
yeah.
First 1 or 2 episodes, yeah.
I'll give you that, but I still think the Serenity episode, the first one, was a strong start. Maybe if they had done more of the flashbacks within the pilot, I could 100% agree with you. Maybe the timing of this episode, and unfortunately I can't blame Fox on this one. Maybe if this episode was a little bit earlier in the run, it might change expectations a little bit. So I'll give you that caveat.
Because I liked that part of it. I liked the how they all came together. I thought that stuff was great.
Well, for the first time ever, like I began to like the crew as a whole, but you also felt like they actually were a crew, because it's been so choppy. They cut each other up. You don't really know if they enjoy each other, like each other, but this one you really felt that camaraderie and real caring for each other.
Yeah, and I thought, like, for the most part, it was a pretty good captain episode for Mal in particular. Although there's definitely things you can critique, but like he has more of a heroic episode, I guess. Also joining us, always tracking the fault lines, and the strategic fallout. It is Jeff Mader. Jeff, welcome.
Hey.
Now, what do you think of this?
I concur with what Kevin said. I thought the exact same thing. This should have been the first episode, or it should have been. They should have, in some form, done this, because, they just throw you into this crew, making you think everyone's dynamic, and you're kind of just having to figure it out for yourself for the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I still didn't understand what the show was, And this episode kind of makes it make a bit more sense, You kind of understand. Well, you understand why every character is on that ship, and that is important. That's kind of the crux of the show. Why are they there?
What did we learn in this episode that we didn't know before?
Well, I guess you just got the background of where they're coming from. So for Jane is coming from another crew, and he's and then so then you also have Zoe, who was purchasing the ship.
Well, that and repulsed by her future husband.
Right. And then her future husband's like introduction, and like you actually kind of understand all the dynamics in between the characters a little bit more, whereas like you're just kind of thrown into the fire for the first 3 episodes. And I
really got the job.
I understood what Murphy was saying like a couple episodes ago, where he's like, this show's better rewatching it over and over and over, because it's almost out of sequence to me, the way they should have told the story. That's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this. When this show aired, was that about the time where a lot of shows started doing like the like out of sequence storytelling? Like, was that when that started becoming like a real big thing?
Well, Lost was a big,
Well, besides Lost, but like
that's
Lost around the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that was just like following the trend at the time.
And Pulp Fiction, was a big.
Well, yeah, but those are movies. Memento, another good example.
Yep.
But granted, that I think those were like just a couple of years or a handful of years before this show. But when it came to like television series, Lost, like maybe that could have been like just going along with the trend kind of thing. But for me, like I was able to pick up on like their character type, their archetypes as the show was starting up. And I guess that really didn't bother me all that much. I was
able to pick up on it as well, but with no context and no backstory, I just didn't give a shit about these characters. And like now that we've got a bit of backstory and we see the way they interact with each other and how they came together as a crew, I agree with Adam. This is the first time I really bought them as a crew and saw Mal as a leader rather than kind of just like a smarmy asshole.
Yep. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, and for me, this was okay. I before we started this podcast, I had only seen 2 episodes of the show. This was definitely one of the ones Jane had shown me, not Jane Cobb, Jane Mater. So
Adam Baldwin.
Thanks.
Yeah. No. And then and I I'd see this was the one I was the most familiar with, and then I was remembering it, and I was like, this is a pretty good episode. Like, especially since I know these characters more than the first time I watched it, kind of cold and everything else.
Alone, naked on your floor.
I think the other. I think this episode is a good entry into Firefly, potentially more than even like some of the earlier episodes, because there's a lot of backstory set up in it, but it's not. It doesn't feel like a pilot necessarily either. And I think it gives a good sense of this world, in particular, like that other ship that shows up, and then you think that the guy's gonna be helping Mal, and it seems like they have a deal, and then he just turns the gun on him the second the doors open, and then and shoots him, right? And I'm like, okay, this is the world, the universe where basically everyone is untrustworthy and going to kill you and take your stuff. There are some honorable people, it seems like, but that seems to be a rarity, and it's a real like dog eat dog sort of frontier out here, so.
Well, then, if that's the case, if this episode had been seen first, among the group here, would this have changed your ratings for the episodes that we've already watched?
It may very well have, because I feel like it would be a better intro to the crew and not just thrown in. I'm sorry. Are you having a seizure at your house, World Mind?
Yeah.
I don't know. This background that keeps flipping between black and something else
is driving me crazy.
Absolutely fucking nuts, and get rid of it.
On that note, happy birthday, Stargazer.
Happy birthday.
How old are you now?
To go back before I got distracted with the battling seizure World Mind over there.
I just thought the drugs were
make a new background. It won't be distracting.
We're gonna have to put an epilepsy warning.
It's literally just all the space shots.
That's great. You didn't bother to keep it in one consistent tone, so it keeps changing all the time.
There's like this desert shot that comes in,
and then it comes. There it is. And then it's gonna flip back to black in a second. It's gonna be irritating. See?
Calm your tits. Calm your tits.
My tits,
No!
my tits are calm.
Those were not calm.
Those are anything but. And there goes our PG rating.
All right.
We lost that long ago.
No, we've never had a rating.
To return to the question, maybe I would have liked the other episodes better if this had been the first one with a proper introduction to the crew and some backstory, so we could know what's up and care about them a little more.
And here yet again another episode where they're in space pretty much the entire episode, and it's a good episode. You know, I think it's important with this show. It's like sometimes I'm just like, why are they on this planet? What is going on? Like, you know,
and why is it Western?
Why is it always Western, no matter what planet? So, you know,
because Western people are poor. We all know this.
Right.
All these colonies are poor. Because the big galactic empire is taking all their money.
It's a hot take there.
You know, Tatooine, same idea.
This episode was very like Star Trek-y in a lot of ways. Like it had a lot of Star Trek-y vibes to me. You know, the way it was less Star Warsy because they had the medical incident, and so they had a med bay, and they had the doctor.
We get it. Adam and Jeff like space and hate Westerns. All right.
Me and Adam don't agree on much, but on this we are allied.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can.
It's got a horse. Ew. All right.
So yeah, we are talking
science fiction, not old-fashioned horses for transportation.
Yeah, this episode aired on October 25th, 2002, written by Tim Minear and directed by David Solomon. So Tim Minear also wrote that other episode that we liked. I think it was episode 3.
Bushwhacked? The one with the Reavers?
Yeah, the Bushwhacked. Yeah,
that's an awesome episode.
He also wrote that episode. So he seems to have a knack for, I guess, these darker kind of more like this. I wouldn't call this episode horror, but it definitely had more like a sort of a dark tone to it, and that seems to be what Tim's niche is compared to.
And he's one of the co-creators and showrunners, right?
Right. Him and Whedon, I guess, ran the show together, and he had come over from Buffy, I guess, with Whedon. So
he went on to do American Horror Story,
which I'm a big fan of myself, at least some seasons.
So he's got a pretty good pedigree to him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He also did 911. So a lot of
Rescue 911 with William Shatner?
No, just 911. It's like
yeah.
Okay.
He would have more street cred if it was the Shatner one.
Which one? Which one 911? There's like thousands of them now.
It's called 911. It's a ABC show.
Hey, did Tim Minear or did he write the episode where the 911 crew went into space? Because that might be a continuing trend. I'm not even kidding. They went into fucking space.
He wrote 135 episodes.
Oh God, they did. He did
because he was the showrunner. So of that show.
There you go.
I don't like.
But this show is called Firefly, and that's what we're reviewing.
Exactly. Thank you, Narduzzi.
Screenshots.
And with that, screenshots.
In the YouTube reviewing community, there are two separate but equal entities: the people reviewing the show and the screenshots they have to use because of YouTube's bullshit copyright system. These are those screenshots.
That's right. All right, let's get going.
Love that.
Now, this story is non-linear, so as I try to retell the story of Out of Gas,
Can we turn off that fucking background? It's even fucking with screenshots at this point.
We just fixed it. There you go.
There you go. That's better.
There we go.
At least it's static.
Thank you, World Mind. Okay, so
I'm not thanking you. It was
the
terrible.
Serenity is floating in space, adrift. We go through the different rooms and corridors of the ship. They're all empty, abandoned. We're left to wonder what's going on. No one seems to be home here on Serenity. We see the cargo bay, the deck, empty and bare. And then all of a sudden we see a grate. And then Mal face down on the ground, seemingly hurt. What's happening with Mal? We see the door open of the cargo bay. as Mal lies on the grate. And then we see it's Mal and Zoe opening the gates as this transitions into our first flashback. And we will be jumping around to a lot of different flashbacks as we catch up to this present day that's set up in the earlier shots. This is the first time Mal showed Zoe the Serenity, right after he purchased it. Zoe was not so impressed with the ship. Like, you paid money for this?
Did they put lipstick on, Nathan? I think they
might. Everybody wears lipstick. It's.
Oh, but that's a really strong color for him.
She called it the Feu, which is junk.
Yeah, he's wearing lipstick. All right, then we move on. Zoe's also wearing lipstick for sure.
Sometimes you gotta wear lipstick in a flashback. That's how you know it's a flashback.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was what the sepia tone was for.
Well, they don't have Inara yet. He's got to be the companion when they go to.
That's right.
Got to pay for the ship somehow.
Mal, love you long time.
Yeah, there's even like, I don't know, some stuff on the deck, but yeah, Mal is selling it to Zoe as a real fixer-upper opportunity. And this is going to be a great, no
matter how far the alliances reaches out in space, we can just get a little bit further.
That's the goal. So I don't know this, it's like a little, when they started up the company, it's kind of like a little callback to that sort of a thing. And then we see, Mal and Zoe go down the corridor, and then it brings us back to like the present story. Mal on the deck of the ship, very hurt, and we see through the grate.
I loved this shot. This was great.
That was cool.
Yeah, the blood's coming down.
With the blood just coming through the gate.
He's not just
until you don't know what's going on yet. You now know he's bleeding as well.
I gotta say, like, even though you guys, poo-poo on the show, but you gotta admit that there's some really nice camera work in some of these episodes.
Except for the hand shots that are shaking when things are supposed to be still. But
the professional camera work, how's that?
Yeah.
The transitions between the flashbacks and then back to present time. Those are one of the things that I always notice when I watch this episode. Just the timing and the grading between the two different filters. Like, love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, so that is our teaser for the episode. That's all we know. There's flashbacks. Mal's down and he's hurt. He's bleeding. We get the greatest credit sequence and intro song ever made for TV.
I didn't know this show had a credit sequence because I always skip it.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just so
you know. Jody, they can't take the sky from you.
They can't take the sky from you.
You know what? No. I don't own the sky. They can't take it anyway.
So, back after the credits, Mal's still down. He's dragging this part around, and he looks really hurt. And he's going along.
That's the catalyzer, right? So
compressor.
Draven says in the comments, FYI, earlier in the season, Kaylee mentioned this twice before. And I said, what? And Draven said the catalyzer on the port compression coil. And I said, question for the mechanically inclined. Is catalyzer a real thing, or is it like a flux capacitor?
The flux capacitor is real.
That is the correct answer. Okay, carry on.
I'm a mechanic, so I couldn't answer that for you.
Maybe it's a fun fact, Adam, a sexy fun fact, if you will.
Which kind? Like which question is a flux capacitor?
Catalyzer a real thing, or is it like a made up?
Yeah,
sure.
Oh sure.
Oh sure.
I'll find out for you, Heather. Since
Thank you.
We don't need to look up flux capacitor though.
Well,
Jody says it's real. That's good enough for me.
Well, we can time travel, so obviously. I mean,
so then we get with flashback, not to like the beginning of Serenity when they first got the ship, but this is just a couple days ago or maybe a day earlier. They're having a birthday party for Dr. Simon. And they're all having a great time around the table, dinner time, making jokes and telling stories, I guess mostly from Shepard. I think at the monastery, funny monastery jokes as they are in stories. And they're
monks are hilarious.
Monks are great. Anyway, the Wash shows up and says, "Oh, I love my wife. She makes a good dinner for me," and et cetera, et cetera. And he also tells Mal, "Oh yeah, we've set a course to our next planet. We are going like a very off the the beaten path sort of route where nobody will ever find us, the Alliance or anybody else, but that will end up becoming a problem when they get stranded.
It says it's normally an 8-hour trip or an 18-hour trip is gonna take them a week by going this route. So they're basically a week in like deep space with little to no communication.
Right, out in the middle of nowhere, effectively. Which Mal's okay with for the moment. We then get a birthday party or cake for Simon, brought in by Kaylee, right? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! First, there's this banter with Inara and Jane. Jane wants to hear.
They're trying to get a funny story out of the doc.
Tell us the companion stories, Inara, and she was like, "No, because then you would know them." And she's like, "Or what do you say? Who would know?" And she's like, "You and we don't kiss and tell." And Mal's like, "So there is kissing." And I'm like, "This is all crap." And then
that's how you interpreted that scene. So there is kissing. That's how you interpreted that scene.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it. How do you interpret it?
So there is kissing. Like it's very sly the way he says it. That's interesting.
We already know there's kissing.
That's kind of a funny joke.
Because because everything he has said up to this point about her job has been snarky. So of course that's how we hear
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm surprised he didn't say so. Whores do kiss.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he loves to call her a whore,
Not
which
Julia
is
Roberts.
this episode. And she says, "And that's the last time you'll call me a whore." And I said, "No, it absolutely
wasn't. She never really held that. He actually, it's happened at least at least a dozen times since the pilot.
It happened twice in the pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But
anyway,
I will say that I thought this scene was very fun and very real. And I did buy them as a crew and sitting around laughing and talking and enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, we found out this birthday cake is just made of protein or something, so it doesn't taste like cake.
And then she tried to make the frosting taste chocolatey.
Yeah, but how?
As chocolatey as possible.
As chocolatey as possible.
Yeah, it's barely the same. I don't know, meat thing they just ate. Then River, for all the value she brings the crew, she's there's fire.
I have a question for any of the Misters Firefly.
Okay.
Do they ever do anything with her? Ever? Or is she just walk around and be weird?
With
keep watching.
Okay.
With her?
Like
yeah, they do. They do.
I think even the next episode it's supposed to be about her. So we're
okay.
Honestly, I've been thinking that this whole time. Such an absolute waste of Summer Glau. She doesn't get to do anything except be naked in the pilot and then be like a wordless savant. I'm glad to hear they're going to do something with her because they haven't done anything with her till this point.
Yeah.
It boils down to it's supposed to be the ongoing mystery, and you already know it would have been something that would have led up to the season finale and then leading into the second season if they had freaking gotten one. I know it's a slow buildup, but I will say this. They do make up for it in spades in the movie, where they basically they explain what's going on with her, and she becomes a major part of that. So
it just feels like at this point they've abandoned that.
The criticism about it is fair. I have to give you that. It is a bit of a waste here during the series, but you can almost kind of see the plan that was building up to it. Granted, me and Chris could probably see it, but it pays off in the movie. I can say that.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, she says there's going to be a fire. We think she's talking about the candles, but she's not talking about the candles. She's talking about the real fire that's about to break out on the ship. Because then we see there's this power failure. He's about to blow out his birthday candles. What's going on? And I think there's an explosion that comes shortly after, and we realize that River is doing her premonition thing. Kaylee gets up and she's standing by the door here to the galley, and Zoe manages to get the hatch closed just in time to save everyone from being obliterated by the fireball. But Zoe in the process gets thrown across the whole room. and she gets hurt pretty bad. Well, this is
she doesn't close the door. She just pushes Kaylee out of the way and gets blasted away.
Oh, okay, yeah. And at this point, Wash had already gone up to the cockpit because they were trying to kind of what was sort of rattling around before the actual explosion happened. Anyway, so Wash comes down. They realize that Zoe's hurt. They have to like close the emergency sections off and try to vent a lot of the fire into space, which they do over the next couple of minutes here. And Simon wants to get his medical kit, but Jane can't let him because he's like, she'll die without my medical kit. And he's like, if I let you through here, we're all going to die because there'll be decompression and you'll vent all the air into space. But yeah, we see this process as they try to expel most of the fire in the engine out, and
this was a neat scene.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah. Blow it out, the airlock. Anyway, after that all played out, we then come back to the present day. Mal again shot, or at least bleeding. We don't know why. He's making his way around the ship with that part, and then we're back to right after everything happened. After that explosion, we got Zoe in the infirmary while Simon's trying to treat her. I think they even have to get out some adrenaline at one point here. We got well, that doesn't happen yet, but then we got Mal has to go talk to Kaylee because Kaylee's worried about Zoe, but he needs Kaylee to go and look at the engine and try to figure out what's wrong and get it fixed. But she's very worried about Zoe. But he needs her.
It seems like she is, but she goes, she's not moving. Serenity's not moving. I feel like she's talking about Serenity the whole time in a way.
And she feels guilty for this happening because she's the mechanic.
Yeah.
And she got pushed out of the way by Zoe, right? Zoe saved her.
Yeah.
Here.
It's definitely guilt at Zoe getting hurt, and I think that Serenity's not moving. I think it was a quick attempt at a cover up to focus on the real problem and try and solve it because Mal's pushing her to do that.
I like how a throwaway line from Kaylee in 2 prior episodes led to this whole episode. It's like, hey, we need this new part. We really need this new part. Boom. We really need this new part.
Yeah. Maybe you should listen to Kaylee more. I guess the moral of that story. Anyway, but he's like, I need you to focus, Kaylee, and get down there and figure this out because you're the only one who can.
And wait, though. And then she says, yes, Captain. And he says, that's a good girl. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, I knew.
Now I get it, Captain.
Now you see why it's called Captain Tight Pants.
Yeah.
You know what else though? Like she's not acting so much like a mechanic or engineer in this scene. Like every other thing we've ever watched, they'd be so quick down engineering to figure out what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She feels like worried about her person, which someone who
she literally just survived an explosion. She's in a state of shock, but she gets it sorted pretty quick after this.
Yeah. I'm impatient. I want to work on the engines right now.
If
she said yes, Captain, she's a good girl.
Whatever happened to Nice Adam?
Right now,
they're
also to Nice Adam?
They're not in Starfleet. Let's remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is true.
Adam, what caused your bitterness?
You really want to know?
Firefly.
No, I don't.
This is not that podcast. All right. Anyway, so then Mal then goes back to the infirmary because Wash is he's very concerned about Zoe while Simon's trying to treat Zoe, and Mal needs Wash up at the cockpit at the helm.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, there he's gone.
Okay, now it's time.
Oh my
to
God,
do our
Adam,
Dave
you
impressions.
transferred.
All right, Dave impressions. Who's up
Dave
first?
impressions.
Oh,
He's back. Never mind.
I think, Adam, you transferred your 9 o'clock curse to Dave.
Yes, I think Dave now has it.
Dave has the most reliable internet on the panel.
It's not the
I don't
internet.
think it's his internet. I think it's his computer.
Oh, it's your computer.
Yeah, Jody put it together.
How long until Dave?
I didn't put it together.
He's your
I offered to look at it, but he keeps saying no. So
He's your Kaylee.
Yeah.
And just
you be a good girl there, Jody.
Your computer.
David next is comment.
What's that?
We're never going to watch this again.
Yeah. Okay. Can we, sorry for my internet, computer issue. Anyway, so Wash doesn't want to leave Zoe, but Mal says, I need you to. And he's like, I'm not asking you. And he's like, Mal, don't you ask me to leave him? And Mal throws him against a wall. And he says, I need you back up there. That's an order.
I got a lot of Captain Janeway vibes from Mal in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all did, but that was the vibes I got.
I got later season Cisco.
Yeah, I was thinking more Cisco, but Janeway's not the worst. Or even like Crazy Archer, like season 3 Archer, definitely.
Crazy Archer is amazing. I will not hear anything bad.
Those captains could tell me I was a good girl and I'd go get the job done.
I'm just more reminded of Janeway because there's so many episodes in Voyager where like they're like down and out and they're stranded and they're basically screwed. And this whole episode. It's like the Year of Hell, like in Voyager, is very much like that episode. And like I don't know, the whole time I'm watching this episode, I'm like, it reminds me of Voyager.
Interesting. Well, that's not such a bad thing.
Point, Draven says, I like how much Mal works here. He's worried about everything, but does what he has to do to get the job done, including physically threatening and pep talking his crew and whatever needs to be done. Janeway also got the job done in a lot of those ways.
She did. Yeah. True. So, so he sends Wash up, and then we get the next flashback, which is, I guess, when Wash first was hired by Zoe and Mal, and he has a mustache at this point.
Love it.
Pants. This is before Zoe married him and all that, right? Like they're just meeting him for the first time.
He looks like Jimmy Buffett in like the early 80s.
He does.
Yeah.
He's gonna fly that ship to Margaritaville.
You guys ever see that movie Ted with the talking teddy bear?
Yes. Oh,
he reminds me. Well, in this second one, you remember the guy that was like stalking him?
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me of.
He reminds me sort of like James Woods' character in Casino, like sort of like the slimy.
He was so skeezy. Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
Tom Selleck invented the mustache. Magnum PI, amazing.
Well,
no, Tom Selleck invented the mustache rides. There's a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
Tom Selleck also wore a lot of Hawaiian shirts too.
That's true.
And little tiny short shorts.
So did Dale from Chip and Dale, though.
Yeah, he didn't have a mustache.
Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Yes,
well,
the exact ones.
They're chipmunks. They have mustaches.
Well,
they were.
Dale was actually. Yeah, they were actually. It was Magnum PI and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Monterey Jack. All right. Anyways, and the whole joke here in the flashback is that Zoe didn't like Wash right away. She's like, I just don't like him. He's kind of a weird, creepy, smarmy guy. I don't like that mustache. I don't like that Magnum PI look.
Stargazer says this show has unlimited 80s callbacks.
This is true.
It's true. It was the 80s. We didn't know.
No one
knew. The
knew.
1880s.
We did. We just didn't care.
Yeah. Anyway, so we meet the first mechanic, the mechanic that was before Kaylee. He was like this kind of surfer dude guy, free spirit. And he was apparently like, we have a genius as a mechanic, but he wasn't really a genius. Mel.
Alan Bester.
Yeah, Bester. A Babylon 5 reference, perhaps.
Oh, no one cares.
No, it isn't, Dave.
If you talk about 80s references.
No one cares. Stop.
He reminds me of Spicoli from Fast Times.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, yeah. He was giving me very Sawyer from Lost vibes.
Yeah.
See, now that's what I would have said.
He's a poor man's Josh Holloway.
Yes.
Speaking of Babylon 5, did you guys know there's a Trivial Debates episode of Babylon 5?
I know.
Wow.
Did you know that you and 3 other people watched it?
The people on it watched it.
Apparently 259 people have watched it.
No, that's just Dave hitting refresh on YouTube. Mm-hmm. He's like, I swear to God, everybody will.
So what are we talking about, guys?
Oh, I can't remember.
Chippendale's Rescue Ranger.
Jody's the one who can't show up about that one.
Perennial favorite, Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Lost comes up every single episode, no matter what show we're reviewing.
Mostly from Jeff.
Influential.
I love Lost.
That's it. I'm just along for the ride now.
Pulp Fiction scene where they get the adrenaline and jam it in Zoe's
All right,
chest.
just back to the screenshots, everyone. They stabbed Zoe in the heart with the adrenaline because.
All right, let's talk about Pulp Fiction now.
You gotta. If you're doing the adrenaline shot to the heart, of course, Pulp Fiction.
Yes. Okay, guys. Then we go to the present time, and we see Mal in the infirmary. He's not looking too good. He's going to stab himself again with this adrenaline.
This is his first time.
Again.
But
Well,
he just gets another one.
Zoe got it before, and now he's getting it.
Oh.
He's pretty low in that shot. It should be like anyway.
Yeah, I felt like
Well,
he
that's
was
what happens
probably-
when you have to administer it yourself. It's really hard to get your own heart.
It is.
I feel like he's way too low.
Yeah, he might
Remember
actually have to
in
do it
Pulp Fiction
again.
where they were saying it's got to go through the breastbone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Pulp Fiction, they draw.
That was in Pulp Fiction, though.
Yeah.
In Pulp Fiction, like they did it by like pulling it out of her and then doing
Yeah,
it
they
reverse or
filmed
something.
it.
But
They filmed it backwards and then they ran the film.
yeah, I don't think this is a real needle he stabbed himself with though. So anyway,
Thank you for the ticker tape, Jody.
focus, guys, focus. Anyway, so Mal's he has like this whole like convulsions as soon as he stabs himself. Then we come back to the time right after Zoe was hurt, and we have Kaylee and Mal talking, and she kind of breaks the news of how bad the engine damage is, that they can't get it going. And eventually she also explains that they've also lost their life support and their backup life support, and they're going to run out of air, which hence the title of the episode, Out of Gas. And it's not looking good, and they're eventually going to suffocate and or freeze to death if without a signal here. So another problem for Mal to solve.
Can you go back to Jane's t-shirt? It bothered me the whole episode. What is this t-shirt that he's wearing? Where did he get this?
Enhance.
Boy,
Enhance.
It's Chinese writing. Okay, that's
okay.
Of course it is.
Can we talk about this for a second? The Chinese in this episode.
No.
Why not?
Because Dave is going to have an aneurysm soon.
Where did he get that t-shirt printed?
Look at Dave. Dave is like, I'm the host and I have nothing to do.
Well,
right
like Adam has something important to say about the Chinese, so let's.
Oh, okay. Let's hear
I just do not get this. It's so pointless to this whole series, and they really amped up in this episode.
It's not pointless to this whole series. It is explained multiple times.
Yeah, but the explanation's dumb.
It's a dumb. I agree. It's dumb.
Sorry, World Mind. It's just not working. On the
Everyone's
Chinese.
wearing Western clothing.
When everybody has Mandarin as a third language mandatory because the global societies have conglomerated as some
blah blah blah.
order
Chris, it doesn't
alliance
matter.
for the next 30 years.
Take the time.
I've created a monster.
All right. If we may, I'm gonna
move with you, Adam.
I'm gonna move past this because I don't think we'll come to a reconciliation. Anyway, so then what is this? Firefly. Oh yeah, there's a scene here with the doctor who's treating Zoe in the infirmary, and it's Inara, and like worried about dying here. They're all kind of not sure if they're going to suffocate to death or die when the life support comes out, and they have a kind of a nice chat here on the couch. Nice, these two characters don't interact a lot up until this point, Inara and Simon, and like the fact that it's his birthday, and they might die together. Like they like the ship, they like the name, but they don't want to die here. So anyway, anything else on that scene before we move past it? No.
Inara looks lovely.
Yeah, the dress is very Scarface, like the dress she wears in Scarface.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer when she comes down the stairs in Scarface that first time. Ugh. Gorgeous.
Why is it we have to go to every single other thing instead of what we're actually talking about here?
Well, we're talking
hello, Jody, the king of non sequiturs. Leave the rest of us alone.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, go back, Dave. 3 screenshots ago. What is that on the wall? Who cares?
I want to know. I'm so fascinated by this universe because it confuses me.
Oh, yeah. we get the scene here with Shepard and River where she's like, are you reading your Bible because you're scared? And he was like, yes. And she's like, well, you shouldn't be scared about us running out of air because we're going to freeze to death first. Ha ha ha. And then she walks away. Although she doesn't laugh, but I guess it's meant for comedic effect.
It is.
Anyway, and then we got Wash up in, he's really mad still about Zoe, or mad's not maybe the right word, but he's upset about Zoe being injured, and the fact that maybe he's mad maybe that Mal made him come up here to the cockpit instead of staying by your side in the infirmary. So he asks him for an update on like the distress signal, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want? You made me take this course all on the beaten path. Like no one's gonna be able to find us." And he's like, "Well, why don't you go out there and try to like boost the signal?" Then they get into like this argument. He's like, "Oh, maybe I will do that. Maybe that's a good idea." And then I don't know.
Okay, so the argument is like he's like, I can't boost the signal, I've boosted it more. Is like, well, then I want you to get in a suit, stand out and wave your arms and flag someone down, or set up a sim jam symbol. He's like, well, if I do that, then they would have to stop and pull out our signal. He's like, they would. Well, I'll do that, and that's what he ends up doing.
That was funny.
Right. And then like the argument ends in this crescendo with Jane just coming by. Like, what are you guys doing arguing at a time like this? We can't, we're using up all the air.
Using up all the air,
yeah. Anyway, then we're back to the moment here with Mal. He's still bleeding. He's hurt. I guess this is after he's stabbed himself in the heart with the adrenaline, and now he's put his shirt back on. And he's still making his way to the engine room. But then we're back to the next flashback when Mal went into the engine room that one time to talk to his first mechanic, that hippie free spirit guy, and he was having sex in the engine room. Spicoli was having sex in the engine room. Turns out
I liked earlier when he was like, he's a genius, and then just like, this guy's not a genius at all. He's very much very high all the time.
Well, technically we don't know, and just because somebody's high doesn't mean they're not a genius. But
well, he does say that's the first time anyone's ever called me a genius. Like,
yeah, well,
so
that's true.
This is Mal misread him.
I think he knew what he was doing, but I think he was too busy with other things.
Anyway, he's like, "Hey man, I thought we were supposed to get the ship moving. Like you're supposed to fix the ship." He's like, and he goes, "It was something wrong with your bunk." He's like, "Why?"
No, it's just engines get this girl really hot.
Yeah, this is what gets Kaylee going. It does track. And he starts asking him about these mechanical issues. He's like, "I can't fix this thing," and then she says, "Oh yeah, you can." Eventually, Kaylee gets the attention here of Mal, who she's saying all these things about why the ship can be fixed, and even things this mechanic guy doesn't know. And
it's your right valve. It's your right valve. It's not working. I'm pointing at it right here.
Yeah,
and she just rips it out.
She's like, just a minute ago when I was on my back, I saw this from this angle, and then I was able to know where to go. Here, you can just fix this right here. And
I always thought she'd be a top.
Well, it's not this time.
Listen, you can top from the bottom, my friend.
Heather,
I like your way of fixing it. We don't need it. Get rid of it.
Just get rid of it. Yeah, it mostly doesn't do anything. And then she fixed this thing that like the guy couldn't fix for like over a week or however long it was. And Mal offers her a job. He's like, you want to come out and be a mechanic? Because she's never done it before. She's self-taught, learned from her father, I guess.
She's just gifted.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Okay, don't leave without me. I'm gonna go talk to my parents and make sure it's okay." And then he's like, "Hey, why do you need two mechanics?" He's like, "I don't." So
okay, question, and I think Chris would know the answer because I don't. How old is Kaylee supposed to be again?
26.
I believe she's like 23 or something like that. 26.
26. I think we looked this up before.
Is that
the actress? The character or the actor?
The character. The character.
Character, yeah. The character. The because Jewel Strite, is that her name? She's I think she's a year older than me, so she would have been like 20 when this show came out, or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so but I'm not exactly sure how many years back this is meant to be happening. Exactly,
not very long.
Less than less than when the war ended, right? Because it presumably Mal and Zoe got the ship after the war.
I believe this is like roughly like a 5-year period, like
after. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Sorry, just a quick check on that. She's in the 20 to 23 range.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her parents don't love her because they let her go with these people.
You would have said no.
Not a job.
If your kid came home and said, "Hey, can I go join the crew of the Serenity?" You'd be like, "No."
Really? They're thieves.
Yeah.
But Daddy, I love him.
Oh God,
it's a beautiful ship.
see the universe.
As
Anyway,
a person with a daughter, I can definitely tell you that you couldn't stop her if she wanted to go.
In the other time period, I guess this is right before they had to abandon the ship. Like we have Kaylee in the engine room, sort of like being upset that one their death is imminent, but that she didn't see this problem coming. That she didn't know that the ship had these issues. But she kind of did, because as to this point, she was warning Mal for some time about this part, and that this particular part going would be a huge deal, which is the one she has in her hand there. And I think she even has to show him how it attaches to the engine and everything else, because I guess he's trying to figure out what he's going to do next, right? He's already starting to formulate this plan that he's going to be the one to be left behind, and he needs to know how to install this part.
Well, no, I think it's this whole little speech of him asking where it goes. It's trying to get her to focus on, okay, so this is what's wrong, right? She goes, yeah. He goes, okay, so how do we fix it? Just trying to keep her focused on the job.
Well, yeah, that's true. He was, because she was upset, and he was trying to get her more focused again.
Now, granted, it is helpful that he saw this so he could fix it later on,
because he needs this knowledge for later.
Because he needs it for later. Yeah.
Yeah. Which takes us to the next scene, which is back in the very present tense, where he's bringing that part into the engine room. He starts installing it, but he's bleeding and he's hurt, and he drops it on the floor at one point, and he has to go get it under the engine, and that's a pain. But then we come back to the time period before the evacuation, where he's telling the crew they all have jackets on because the heat's starting to go in the ship and the air is running out, that they have the two shuttles and that they're going to split up into two groups. One shuttle is going to take 4 people and go one direction. One shuttle is going to take 4 people and go the opposite direction, and hopefully find help, and then bring them all back together, because the shuttles can't get anywhere on their own, like nowhere notable. They can just hope they run into somebody.
Yeah.
But at least they have life support and heat, and it will last longer than they will here on the Serenity. But he says, I'm staying behind. I'm going to stay here and be the one behind. And most of them object to this. Kaylee and Inara perhaps the most. But that's what he's doing. Jane does not object. And everything else.
Yeah, because what shuttle is Jane going on?
He's going on Inara's shuttle.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a whole scene here right after this where we got Mal telling Inara, don't let Jane take over your shuttle. Don't let him become the boss, because he will try. Because Jane is going with that group. Which then brings us to the next flashback, was the first time Inara came aboard Serenity to rent the shuttle. And this is the first time she's meeting Mal. She has this what do you call this? This thing she wears around her nose and her hair. Is this an official?
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary, perhaps.
It's decorative. It's ceremonial. It's regal.
There you go.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. That's what we call it.
It's the Kardashian headgear.
It's which you're only going to wear for this one episode.
Only for the one episode, and then we never do it again. Yeah.
What do they call it in a wedding?
A veil.
A veil?
Yeah. Is it not a veil?
It's not a veil. It's
see the drape off the back of it. That's just the top part.
It's more like a necklace she's wearing around her face, but
Yeah, but it's the way I'm looking at it now, because the veil is draped off the back of it. It's probably you could put part of the veil in the front, or you can fold it back as well. It's just a decorative costuming choice.
Anyway, so she's there's this kind of this haggling that goes on between them, where they negotiate the rates and why he would want her on the ship and what her conditions are, her terms around not doing any business with any of the crew, having full autonomy inside her shuttle, making her appointments, all these kinds of things. She also, and what she pisses him off because, he's confused on why she wants to be on the ship, because wouldn't she want to be more near the Alliance? And she's like, I don't have no reason to be afraid of the Alliance. And she said that she supported, what did she call it? Unity. Basically, she's in the war that Mal fought in, when he was on
the unification.
The unification. She supported unification. He was on the rebel side that supported separatism. So this kind of triggers him to call her not nice things. So, and she's like, "That's the last time you'll call me that," but it won't be actually. But that's the beginning of their relationship shown. And then what else?
He calls her a whore in this episode.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Can I give a shout out to Carl here in the chat? He's hitting on a lot of the points that I brought up at the very beginning, just about the shots and the lighting and everything. Like,
but he's also comparing this to the Odyssey of Homer.
No.
No, that was when we were talking about Kaylee leaving home, and Carl said, "You can come back, but you should have a few adventures first, just like Odysseus."
Okay.
Hey,
that's what that comment was about.
I know.
That was a good joke.
Right. Anyway, guys, the next scene here is I guess this is right before Nara and them are about to leave on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of a goodbye. She's like, "You don't have to die. This is not like the olden times where you have to go down with your ship." But he wants to stay behind.
I'm not leaving Serenity.
I'm not leaving.
Mal, you don't have to die alone.
Everybody dies alone.
Everyone dies alone. This is true. But anyway,
way to steal the line from Captain Kirk. Okay.
Then we have here Wash has got the button here he sets up for, like, I guess a distress call or bring back the shuttles if there's
calls back the shuttles.
Yeah,
it's like when your miracle arrives, press this big red button,
and then we'll come back. Right. Anyway, so that's there, and then they're all getting in the shuttles. I thought Jane's goodbye was funny, which was not a goodbye at all. He's like, "Okay, bye, see ya."
Like,
well, gonna die.
He just said, "Well."
Well,
it's fitting for his character. He's not feeling.
It contrasts with that whole Mal or how Anar was like, "No, Mal, you don't have to die," and Jane's like, "I guess, see ya."
But there still is some concern in his
for sure,
in his eyes. Like, it's well acted. It's a good scene.
Yeah,
that's actually one of the better scenes in this episode.
Yeah. Anyway, but they have to leave, and Mal is all by himself here in the cargo bay. As the two shuttles leave and go in their opposite directions, hoping to find help as the ship is adrift. And then Mal is just kind of waiting up in the cockpit with a blanket, hoping someone will find them or there'll be some rescue. He's asleep here in the cockpit sometime later. When the signal comes through, is there somebody on the comm? He doesn't know if he hears anything. It seems to go back to static, but then all of a sudden, there's definitely a ship here. He sees through the windows, and there's kind of a moment here where he's talking to the other captain. The captain's name was Bester, right? No. Marco? No, Sash. Captain Sash, played by Stephen Flynn. Anyway, he's like, "What, you need a part?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need a part." He's like, "That's a common part," but he's like, "It's common until you don't have it." Anyway, he says, "How do I know you're not going to ambush me when I come over?" He's like, "Well, you just have to trust me, and if you can trade me the part, I can trade you some goods." And it seems like they're going to do business together, and it's all going to be right. But then when they open we see he has the part there through the window. So Mal opens the door to the cargo bay, and we see that the warmth in the air and everything hits him, and he's feeling good. But then we hear the cock of the gun, and he is at gunpoint as this Captain Sash is one scallywag, if there ever was one. And he's now taking Mal, but at least Mal won't suffocate to death. That's nice.
I'm not one to not succumb to peer pressure. I will give a critique of this. Why does the gun have an electronic charging up sound when he?
We've talked about this. It's future. It's a PG show. It's future. They're not going to give us actual gunfire sounds. This is the guns. They look like real guns, but they've got like energy components to them.
See, guys, I'm one of you too, guys.
Pew 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 pew. Anyway,
what was his plan? This is what I didn't understand. He just he knew they were coming to take a ship. He's not an idiot.
He didn't have much choice, to be honest.
True, but he didn't have any plan.
He had no plan.
No.
He just had to hope these people were good. They weren't. right? So
yeah, he rolled the dice. It was a miracle roll of the dice. He could tell them fuck no and then die for certain, or be like, I gotta make sure you at least have a part before I open this door. And they showed him the part, and he's like, that's what I need. And yeah,
so, but yeah, beyond that, there was no plan.
There was no plan. The plan was to get shot.
I guess so.
I mean, the plan was to hopefully be nice guys, and he could trade something for them and get a thing, not get shot. But
he knew he was
dirty bastards.
He knew.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays
Dirty
out.
deceivers.
Yeah. So then that takes us to our next flashback, which was, I guess, the time that Zoe and Mal met Jane, when Jane was working for these other guys, had them at gunpoint. And basically Mal talks Jane into joining the crew because the guy that Jane was working for wasn't paying him very well and making him share a room with like the other guy.
7%.
7%. He's like,
reasonable to you? Well, looks can be deceiving.
Not as deceiving as a low-down, dirty deceiver.
Well said. Wasn't that well said, Zoe?
Had a kind of poetry to it, sir.
yeah. And he was like, we can
What
pay you
shirt
a
is
suburban.
that? Look at that shirt he's wearing.
I don't know who that is. They got to smoke. Yeah, the only thing,
Jane's shirt collection is wonderful in this show.
Yeah. The only thing that was earlier when he had the cigar in his mouth, I was like, this guy doesn't smoke. Look at those teeth. They're way too white for a guy who smokes cigars, but sure. So it's kind of funny here how he turns on the guy, he shoots him in the leg, and he's like, how big? Because he's like, you can have your own room on my ship. He's like, how big a room?
he's like, you get a fair share cut of what we have in the cargo. You get your own room and run to the kitchen. And as soon as he says the kitchen, he shoots him in the knee. Quiet, you. How big of a room?
Yeah, it was good. How big a room. Anyway, then back to the present where Mal was at gunpoint. They're stealing all the stuff, and he's like, okay, man, take all the stuff you want and just go and just leave me the part, please. And he's like, no, we're gonna take your whole ship. And he just shoots Mal because he's a real jerk. And luckily there was a gun strapped to one of the things in the cargo bay.
Jane. This is Jane 100%. This is Jane. Jane has guns hidden. Jane has guns hidden all over the ship.
It's good. Jane and I think alike in this way, just in case you need something like this. And then so then Mal with just one pistol is able to get a jump on these 5 people, right, and get them out of the ship and leave the part. And he the other captain says to him just before he leaves, he's like, you would have done the same thing to me. He's like, I think I already proved I wouldn't because I didn't shoot you when I could have,
That's our captain.
See you later. See you never. But then once they're finally off the ship, he collapses, and that brings us to the very, very beginning of the episode where he was collapsed on the grate. The pirates leave, and we're seeing him try to get that part installed so that he can get the engine going, get the life support going, and he won't die, which he does. He does get it going here, and he's about to get to the cockpit and to hit the button to call back the shuttles, but he collapses before he can do it, and then it goes black, and he's gonna die here. But then he wakes up, and he's saved. Zoe's back, and Wash and the crew are all here again. And we find out that they came back early, basically.
Zoe made him come back.
Yeah, Zoe woke up and she's like, we're going back. He's like, I told you all to leave the ship. He's like, that was my order, Captain. I did that. It's on me. And he's like, he saved your life. He's like, okay, don't let it happen again. She's like, I certainly won't, Captain.
Yeah, so everyone's fine and getting treatment here. Mal lost a lot of blood, but he is, he's saved effectively. And then there's a nice little moment with Shepard. He's like, "Oh, we're so happy you're okay, Captain." And then Mal kind of falls back asleep here in the bed, just before remembering the first time he saw Serenity. He was being sold this other ship by this spaceship salesman.
Hideous monstrosity.
Yeah, it didn't look too nice. It's big, but not so nice. But all Mal can do is look across the yard at this other ship, at Serenity, and that's the Firefly, as it will. And that is the end of our episodes. We did it, everyone. Congratulations. So
be lucky. I've been on mute for like half an hour and didn't notice it.
I know that's why we got through the screenshots for an hour and 30 minutes. So with that said, I think we are ready for our fun facts.
Here's an interesting piece of trivia. The mold is then pumped full of a special white liquid. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It's a special fluid that mommies and daddies create things with. It's liquid plastic.
Well, fun fact us, Adam.
I will.
Want sexiness. I want fun factiness. All right, Adam, you are up. You're muted.
You are
You're
muted.
on mute.
Oh yeah,
That's a rookie mistake 2 weeks in a row. I'm embarrassed about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so guys, they got some actually fun facts tonight about this show because this was a actually fun one. And I'm going to start, as we have done the last 3 weeks, with Alan Tudyk tonight, another cast member, okay? But before that, Jeff, you were referencing 911.
Yep.
Gina Torres is actually on 911, like the Texas one.
Lone Star.
Lone Star, yeah.
She's also in Suits. She's amazing in Suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this episode of Firefly, out of gas, Wash wires up a large red button for the captain to press if he needs the crew to return to the ship. When he shows it to Mal, he says, "When your miracle gets here, just hit the button." When Alan left the Firefly in 2002, the set, he took that button for keepsake. When Josh Whedon announced that he would be searching for a way to bring back the show, either by series or a feature film, Alan sent him the button with a note that said, "When your miracle gets here, just hit the button." As a nod to this character in Firefly and Serenity, Alan can be heard in Halo 3 swearing in Chinese, quickly followed up with, "I wish I was someone else right now."
is that your favorite moment?
Oh my God, it was the best.
I forgot about that. Right.
What was a sexy moment?
On IMDb, they actually wrote here, his last name is pronounced Tudyk, TOO/DICK.
That is sexy.
Yep.
Alan Tudyk.
To prepare for the role of Steve the Pirate in Dodgeball, the true underdog story, he joined a group of pirate role players called the Rum Runners and spent a week at pirate camp. Arr.
BT.
Yeah, matey.
Oh, don't pretend like you guys haven't been to pirate camp. Come on.
In this show, I just see Steve the Pirate. I feel like every now and then he should just go into this pirate.
That would be so great. I would love it.
But he did that after this.
According to the rest of the Firefly cast, he was consistently the worst speaker of Chinese on the show. He attributes that to having to learn long and complicated phrases such as Mother of God and all her wacky nephews in Mandarin.
Yeah, well, I'm not that proficient at it either.
Well, we won't know. Like, how would most people would not know that.
Yeah.
In preparing for his role in role of Sonny in the film I, Robot, he studied dance, movement, and to mime accurately to prepare the movement that was programmed into the character.
Totally forgot that was him.
Yep.
Yeah. So what year was that movie? A couple years.
22.
That was a while ago.
That was 2005 or 6.
2004.
It's 2 years later.
Yeah.
Do not question Adam. He knows all.
I never do.
Okay. Alan's most prized possession is a 1964 Mustang, which he named Old Sock.
That was a good year.
His favorite movie is Smokey and the Bandit from 1977.
Nice.
Good old who was in that movie?
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
And
makes sense that he dressed up like Burt Reynolds then.
Yeah. And then finally, he has 2 female dogs called Raisin and Clara.
Raisin and Clara?
Yes.
All right. There you
Okay,
go.
let's get some fun facts about this episode. There's just a few, but they're good. So Gina Torres, Zoe, was unconscious for most of the episode because she wasn't on set. She was away for her honeymoon with Lawrence Fishburne during part of the shoot. So
that's when she was married to Lawrence Fishburne during this period, like when they were making this show. Basically,
she got married during this show, yeah.
And this was like the same time that he would have been making like the Matrix sequels and all that too, right? Like
the sequels, yeah.
Interesting.
You know what? No matter what I see Lawrence Fishburne in, I always see Ike Turner, and I'm like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Yeah. Well, that speaks to his abilities as an actor.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
I still remember him in Apocalypse Now.
As the U-boat driver.
Hey,
one of them.
Event Horizon.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, scary movie. So unfortunately, Gina Torres missed the highest rated episode of the entire series while she was in the sick bay.
So this is considered to be like the highest rated one, at least on IMDb. Is that what we're saying?
9.3.
9.3. Wow.
Yep. The opening narration is different, and the captions actually show the wrong one. I don't know how that worked out, but Mel narrates the pre-credit intro instead of a book, but the closed captioning is still displayed as the usual intro text. A tiny prediction glitch that slipped through. Bester is named after Alfred Bester, the legendary sci-fi author who won the first Hugo Award in 1953.
But you know,
is it a Babylon 5 reference then?
It is a Babylon 5 reference because Alfred Bester is the character that Walter Koenig plays on Babylon 5.
Okay, Mr. Babylon 5, you got your wish this time.
Which is a reference to the author Alfred Bester.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Which is a reference to It Still Sucks and Let's Move On.
Okay.
Hugo Awards.
Inara's line, "I don't want to die at all," hints at a secret storyline that she's dying. Miranda Baccarin later confirmed at a convention that Inara was suffering from a terminal illness, a plot thread which Whedon planned but never revealed in the series. I guess he ran out of time. This episode structure is unique, and it's in the series. It's the only Firefly episode told across 3 interwoven timelines: present, near past, and distant past. I thought it really worked.
Yeah, yeah, me too. It was,
yeah.
You know, even though like basically the story is like they break down, he sends them away, he gets the part, he gets shot, he gets the part installed, they come back in time to save him. The end. Like that's the story, but like. But it's told well, I think, in this format.
Yeah. The episode's opening shot of the Serenity dead in space was inspired by a submarine disaster imagery, which is actually quite true. Why the fans have loved this show? Because it's also it's because it's considered when Firefly became great.
Guys, it's great now.
Yep.
I mean, it's better.
And just
apex for the show.
There is some similarities to Star Trek: Cause and Effect, Tapestry, Deep Space Nine, The Pale Moonlight, and The Inner Light.
Wait, parallels to In the Pale Moonlight?
Well, I guess
from
so.
Deep Space Nine.
Why would it say that?
Not sure that applies, but
because they're talking about the captain making decisions alone.
The flashbacks, maybe. A bit,
okay.
Because In the Pale Moonlight is a flashback episode. So.
Yeah, like the way it's told, story structure.
Okay.
Draven asks, will this be everyone's favorite episode without Christina Hendricks?
Until she returns in 3 episodes, yes.
Oh, spoilers.
Heather, you had asked whether the catalyzer is actually a thing, and the answer is no.
It's much like a flux capacitor.
Well, that's absolutely true. So,
hoverboards are real too, by the way.
However, they made it part of the compression coil, blah blah blah, and it does something, to keep the ship running.
Yes. That's good enough explanation for me. It's like they haven't explained much in this show anyway, so I'll just buy.
Yeah. Like they do less than like even Star Wars does to explain their propulsion. So, and that's not
then back to Alfred Bester one really quickly. The book he won the award for was called The Demolished Man in 1953. And then went on to do Gollum 100, The Deceivers in 1981. Yeah, so I guess he's a pretty important guy.
Big deal at the Cracker Factory.
So with that, Dave, let's go back to ratings and see where we rate this 9.3.
Before we switch to ratings, did you always have that poster, Battle of the Brawn, Kirk versus the Gorn? That looks new. Is that new?
It was awesome. Yeah, I got it. I found it on Marketplace yesterday.
It's really fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I have like a metal version of it up there, but
oh, nice.
This isn't about you. It's about Adam.
Well, no.
Okay.
Let's just go to ratings.
No, it's about Firefly. Let's do our ratings.
Like, to be fair, Adam's is much bigger than mine, so it's,
that's what I heard.
Hey, Jody, where's your shirt? Thank you.
Right. And with that, we are going to the ratings, everyone. Let's rate this episode out of gas. Jody?
I'm gonna give this a 9.1850.
Ooh.
You got it.
No, just 9. It's fine.
All right, Adam.
This like everybody. This is my favorite episode so far. I will give it an 8.5 because of the Chinese.
Okay.
Wow.
This is also my favorite episode so far. I'll go up to 9. I think it's pretty good. Kevin?
This probably is the best episode. 8.
That's a 9 on everybody else's scale.
That's a
Firefly 11. Okay?
Narduzzi.
Well, it's like a 4 for me.
What?
And you enjoy the episode?
What? I love he put it in.
I'm just kidding. I did like this episode. I will give it an 8.
Okay. World Mind?
Boo.
10. Easy 10.
Easy 10, of course.
Boo yourself, Jody.
Boo.
Jim the Casual.
Solid 9. Great episode. Love the characters.
Jeff.
Love the cinematography. Solid 9.
I would say it was like an 8.5 for me. It was pretty good.
All right, guys, this is a masterpiece, Firefly wise. 8.8 average from this panel, incredible. So hopefully we can keep this going. Yeah, as we said, 9.3 on IMDb, the highest rated of any episode, as far as we understand. Yeah, this is the one we like the best so far. We'll see if they can top it.
This is Adam's top episode, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a lot of our top episode now. So yeah,
it's just good storytelling.
This was good. This was good. Like I'm on board. Like if they go like this from now on, I'll be happy.
All right, let's keep Adam happy.
I'm sure.
Okay.
All right.
You scared me though, World Mind, at the beginning because you sort of told me this is the pinnacle, and now we're going down again.
I didn't say we were going down. I just said
he didn't say this. He didn't say we've peaked. He just said this is like when it became great or something. Right?
No, he said this is the best episode.
He said this was the apex.
The best episode
That's
for me.
The apex. That is a bit of a peak.
It's an
No,
We'll see.
you
emotional
know
apex.
what the biggest takeaway from our review of this pod is that Dave said Adams is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's gonna haunt me. So watch out. But we'll be back in 1 week's time for yet another episode of Firefly to review. It is called Ariel. And the synopsis for this one is: hard up for cash, the crew of the Serenity take on a job from Simon, breaking into an Alliance hospital on the central planet of Ariel, so Simon can perform a diagnostic of River, and the crew can loot the valuable stores of medicine. But then River's pursuers are hot on their trail, and they receive some unexpected inside help. So that is
Okay,
what
so a heist?
Yeah.
I love a heist. Fingers crossed.
It's a heist episode.
All right, we'll
one of 2 heist episodes. pure heist.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Okay, so we'll be back in weeks. Also, we are now we have Star Trek: The Next Generation, which we normally do on Thursdays, on hiatus for the moment because we just started up Strange New Worlds, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, season 4. We did the premiere on last Thursday, Valis Marineris for season 4. We will be back this Thursday with episode 2 for season 4. It is called The Griffin Incident, and it's a horror-themed episode from what I understand. So look out from that.
It must be the puppet episode then.
Might be scary.
Or it's
for
a
Jody.
musical. It might be a musical episode. Who knows?
Yeah, he might be controlling him like a puppet.
I don't know. The first one was good.
Yeah,
says begrudgingly under his breath. It was good. It was alright.
No, it was Star Trek.
The first one caught a lot of traction, like everywhere. Like there's a lot of positive reviews about the show, and not just from like.
There's going to be so many grimacing people later, though. That's the problem.
Well, and also check out today. Chris Worldmine Murphy was on the big popular new show, Aiming on Track. A member of the United Federation of Podcasts, reviewing the album The Proto-Men's Act 3, The City Made Us. So go check out that on Aiming
That
on
came
Track.
out?
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know because of Aiming on Track. Go listen to the review. So
I like
support the
Proto-Men.
show. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. And always, of course, check out all of our other great friends like the Hey, Did You See This One guys and the Trivial Debates and things like that. All right.
Yes,
well,
we've got a 100th episode of Trivial Debates coming up soon. Hopefully with Dave Mader as host, Jody Simpson, Jeff Mader, and
Jerry McRae. Yeah.
What are you
Sunday coming up.
The Jer Bear.
We've decided to go back to the original episode 1 debates, the same topics once again. Because
Who won that episode? Do we know?
I believe you won it, Jody.
Probably.
Yeah, so
He knew. He just asked because he wanted to hear you say it.
Will Jody
Actually, I honestly didn't know.
Can we change Jody's name to Mr. Humble now?
Oh, I've been knowing that for years.
I can tell.
Yes, very humble.
All right. We'll play out you one of our Firefly clips. One of the other ones Chris brought.
F2.
Thanks for joining us in chat tonight, everybody. And thank you to everyone who's watching on the replay. Firefly. Woo!
We love it. See you next time, everyone.
I already know what we're calling her.
Me and Chris
Got
love
name
it.
all picked out.
Got it all picked out. Serenity.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, Did You See This One? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on Trivial Debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mader Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.